We made it.
Yay! Greetings! Yay! Well, that's a little bit, behind sketch, but whatever. We're here. That's the main thing. How is everybody today? It is Feng Shui Friday, and we are all in alignment with Anita A, Cheryl V, your stress reduction gurus. And what's fun about, well, every Feng Shui Friday is fun. See, I got new glasses. Aren't these fun?
They
Um,
are fun.
but this is the first Friday of the month, which means we
Is
are
it?
doing oracle card readings from Tara Catherine Collins' Feng Shui Friday, Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck. So if you want an oracle card reading, make a comment. Let us know that you're watching us, that you're live, that you're here. In the meantime, I am going to continue to shuffle for the first person that does put their hand up or make a comment. And I can see Miss Anita is just a watching and looking and reading
Yeah.
and adjusting and fine tuning. For the first person that does. Oh, there we go. I hear me.
Okay. Now I'm on my right screen. Well, good morning, Daryl. Okay. Yeah.
Good morning, whoever's joining us.
So we are back to our regular scheduled program after
2
traveling.
weeks.
I think part of I know, I shouldn't say I think, part of me is still in Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for a week and it was incredible. And my partner over here did so much. She contributed immensely to the success of the event. In fact, she contributed so much that she put in, how many hours did you put in?
65 in 4 days.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that is we got to speak on a very large stage
Yep.
at I don't even know what it's called anymore. My mind is
The Historic Capitol Theater.
there we go, the Capitol, and it's beautiful, big stage. And our talk was all about alignment,
Mm-hmm.
balance, and harmony. And one point
I
in
was
our
off
talk,
balance.
yeah, one point in our talk, Cheryl said, and and you, my friend, are out of balance if you are doing this. And I was kind of chuckling because, yeah, we
We were
were
out of
both,
balance.
we were out of balance. Anyways, it was quite fun. Good morning, Kimberly. She'd love to, oh, no, card reading sounds good for Daryl. Good
Okay. How
morning,
does Daryl
Sharat,
spell name?
all the way from New York. Nice to have you join us there, brother from another mother.
How does Daryl spell his name?
Her.
Her.
Yep, Darryll. It's a her.
Okay. Thank you.
And Kimberly, well, she was there helping us in Salt Lake City, and what a pleasure. Just such a
Yes.
beautiful light she is. Mhm.
She has a heart that is just
Yep.
it's so big and it just glows ahead of her. Like her presence is coming because you can feel the heart energy. That's Kimberly.
Yep. 100%.
Cool. All right. Well, that's a start. What I'm going to do, you can keep talking and shuffling and chatting, and
Yep.
I'll step aside and I can do either one of them. You tell me which one or both of them when I come out of channel.
Yeah, why don't you do them both and then
Okay.
I'll see who else pops in and go from there.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. I'll step aside.
Yes.
You keep talking.
Well, and again, back to Gatherama, it was I mean, it was life-changing for so many people that were there. And I was nervous speaking on the stage. And I didn't think I was going to be, but I was. When it came to it, I was nervous. It was being live streamed to 192 countries. I think at one time we had 85,000 people on viewing. it was pretty amazing, incredible. And I'm pretty sure that JB Owen is going to do Gatherama again next year. And one of the events was called Ignite X, like a TEDx. So 10 speakers got 10 minutes to speak. And one of our co-authors, Yun Ri, won the $10,000 prize. So congratulations to Yun. It was just, yeah, it was just amazing. Amazing. I'm just gonna make another little note here.
Dearest, you are
Oh.
all amazing.
Mhm.
Every one of you brought forth energy that connected with many of those watching live and many that will be watching in the replays. Just so
Mm.
you are aware, no one is greater than another, but the whole of you, the impact of the whole of you is significant. Now, we have 3 cards, and for the first time, we are grouping both Daryl and Kimberly together. For ladies, you see, even though you may not be beside each other, your energy is still intermingled in the quantum field. Just simply being on this space, in this place, at this time, connects you energetically. The first card, the number 40 card, windows and doors. The second card, number 25, getting organized. And we already hear, oh my goodness. And number 3 card, 34. Now this may seem irrelevant, but it is not. For the information, again, contains insights for all. The number 34 card is single man's bedroom. This is also about the whole. Let us speak about windows and doors to the soul, shall we? The very space and place you were all at last week, that Capitol Theater, has shared and quantified the windows and doors to the soul for many in attendance at past events and many that will be in attendance at future events. The windows and doors to the soul on your physical body, your eyes, your mouth, as these two refer to in Feng Shui often, mimic and reflect the windows and the doors to your homes. What are you blocking? What are you allowing in? What are you inviting in? Inspecting those windows and doors. It is interesting for many women wear makeup, including this vessel, around the eyes to highlight, on the lips to highlight. This is, in essence, a way of attracting attention to the windows and doors. The windows look through the windows to the soul of the other person you are with, dearests. And it is through those windows, even without the presence of the door, you see the soul that is behind. And it is that connection, that momentary connection, that is the most important. For those of you that are not able to look at someone else's eyes, and there are those that cannot look someone else in the eye, we invite you to look into the mirror first and spend time looking deeply into your own eyes, and you will see your magnificence. Let us speak pun, haha, about the door now. What is coming out? Are you already thinking about your response to what the person is saying, or are you present? One of the speakers at Ignite X, his presentation was called Power of Presence. And he speaks about leadership through presence, meaning in a conversation with someone else. Are you present? Or has your mind taken you on a journey and you haven't heard a word that person is saying? Let us talk about getting organized. You may not seem the correlation between these two, but dearest beings, they are fully connected, as is everything, for energy is connection. Getting organized allows you to be present in the moment. You're not thinking about what you have to take out or make for dinner when you are having a conversation with someone at 7 a.m. When you are present, allowing the things that you have organized to be, simply be, is important. Many say they are more creative in disorganization. We say there is truth to that, but partial. Creativity is important, yes, but if you are so busy creating and you allow the organization of what you've created to fall to the wayside, the paintings are never completed. So your energy is never complete with something, and that weighs on you. How does the single man's bedroom fit into all of this? Let us consider being present, being organized, and the windows and the doors to our soul. For a bedroom may have a title, single man's bedroom. Wrong card. Single man's bedroom. But it is entitled alone. It is no different than the name Anita, or Cheryl, or Daryl, or Kimberly. Dearests, you are all energetically connected. And when you look at each other as a soul that you are connected to, this brings everything into focus. How you treat one soul with your presence is magnified and quantified and travels forward into your future frequencies. Let us drop the titles. Let us drop the individualism, which is important, for you are all unique, but you are all still connected. You are all beings of light. And you are all here at this moment in time to raise the vibration, the frequency, and the awareness that every soul has a place and a space on this planet you call Earth. Respect this, honor this, and in so doing, you will honor yourself. Miss Anita. Namaste.
Beautiful messages. Thank you so much. I love that. Windows and doors, and then just that being present. And it's so, so true. Because in that present moment, we get to witness life a little differently. So I have a couple of cards that flew out for Dell this morning. She messaged and said she'd love to have a card, and two of them stuck together. Number 12, Wind Dancers, and number 18, Living Room. And the wind dancer, right? The wind dancer catches our attention. Whoa. Whether you're driving or walking, you'll see something in nature, even the trees, maybe something flutters and it just catches your peripheral view, peripheral vision. And in in the home, sometimes we walk by a room and maybe same thing happens. We catch some movement, something that catches our attention. And I'm getting the strong message for Dell today that um, there's something trying to get your attention. It's over here, somewhere over here. Something's trying to get your attention. And it's also an invitation for you to get moving.
Mm.
Maybe you have to go in a different direction to see what's trying to get your attention, because the wind dancer is all about movement and grabbing attention. Don't be scared to step out and do that thing that maybe oh no, I can't do that. Oh, who do I think I am? That's crazy. Why would I want to do that? So the wind dancer is asking you to step out into whatever that is. Get moving. Get moving in a different direction. And then that card, living room, and I'm not sure how these tie together, but Cheryl might have some insight. And the living room, for the most part, is the first room that people see when they walk into your home, usually. Or it's the space or the room that you're invited to come and sit and have conversation. Um, and the living room is also, it's that place for living, right? That's why it's called a living room, like a dining room. They have specific meanings behind them. So is your living room a place, a space where you can sit down and have great conversation, be in that present moment? Or is it a kind of a catch-all room? Or, is it there? Do you just go and zone in on the TV when you're in the living room? Or is it a sanctuary, a place where you can, read a book? Um, and I think also this card is inviting you to live, right? Life is worth living. What part of you are you not living that you'd like to live? Maybe again, it relates to that wind dancer and putting that one step forward about there's something back here, something in your peripheral that you're not quite living fully up to. I don't know. Hope that resonates.
I'm
Um,
getting that it wasn't so much about living up to as it is about stepping out away from obligation and having some fun. So what's
mhm.
calling Dal is yes, you have a commitment. We understand that, but you also need to care and start living
Go
your life
dancing.
too.
Go
Dancing.
dancing.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I was getting. I could see a hand reaching out to bring her onto the dance floor. So maybe that's the stepping out that you were picking up on, Anita.
Mhm. Maybe.
Interesting. Always interesting. And resonating or not, those are what's coming up. I feel like there's got to be more to this single man's bedroom. I'm not in channel anymore. And
Hmm.
I mean, I know Kimberly a little bit. I don't know Daryl at all. And I don't know how they resonated with stuff, but the next card that just flew out of there was mirrors on the back of it, a man. So something's going on with the men in your life, whether they are spouses, children, friends. Um, yeah, and I think someone's needing some attention. Not necessarily in the bedroom, but
Maybe
ah,
recognition.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, recognition might be it, Anita. It's like they're
Mm-hmm.
being overlooked
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
passed by. Could be a brother, like a sibling, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's simply a friend. Maybe there's a single man in your family. They're feeling like they're being left out.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can do one more card. Brenda would like to have a card, and Bonnie Lee is joining us. So I'll do
Oh,
one for Brenda. Good
okay.
morning, by the way. And
Good
Brenda
morning,
joined us
ladies.
in Salt Lake City. Type in the chat. What was your impression, Brenda, of our time in Salt Lake City? I mean, Cheryl and I already, told everybody about ours, but
It was
another
fun,
perspective.
busy.
Yeah, and Brenda, yeah, anyways, it
Okay,
was
so you want me to have one come out for Bonnie, did you say?
sure. Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
gonna do one for Brenda here.
okay, well, two flew out.
Okay, of course.
Number 8, nature objects, and number 47, wealth and prosperity. Ooh, I'm
Hmm.
going to getting told go straight to the numbers for Bonnie. 4 and 7's 11 plus 8 is 19. That's a 10. Ooh,
New
what's
beginning.
starting? You're on your way on a brand new project. I just want you to type in the chat if that is correct.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I saw the big I saw citrine. Citrine came
Well,
up as soon as you said nature object. So
and it's also a yellow. So the wealth and prosperity, that's yellow color, that citrine color, the grounding. Interesting. Um, enhance with the wealth and prosperity area of your gua. Brenda, where is it?
no, you're
You're
doing it
tough.
for Bonnie Lee.
Yeah, I know, but we just did Bagua stuff with Brenda and a
Oh, right.
consultation, so
Mm-hmm.
I was just testing Brenda. So, Bonnie, this is when you look at a Bagua standing at your front entrance or standing at the entrance to a room. When you stick your hand in and you move it all about and you go to the far left-hand corner, that is your wealth and prosperity area. And if there's something that you're working on that you want to infuse in that area or support in that area, utilizing nature objects like the citrine that Anita is referring to is a great way to enhance that area. But also, what is already reflected in that area right now?
She
So,
is working on a project. Mhm.
okay, excellent. How do
New
you want
beginnings.
that project to unfold? How do you want like, what is the final outcome of that project? And if you can visualize it and somehow incorporate nature objects in it, placing that in that location will also help with the energy fruition of that wealth and prosperity of the project that you're working on. I love it.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, and I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and finally, Brenda, a card came out for you, and it says symbols of welcome, number 16. And I kind of chuckled because previously, Cheryl, when she was in channel, she was talking about windows and doors and getting organized, and she used the analogy of the human body, right? The eyes and the nose and being in the presence, all of that. And symbols of welcome is also in how we dress, right?
Hmm.
And how we show up. Um,
Oh, that's why you were chuckling.
Yeah, and so I think for Brenda, you know what? Symbols of welcome. It's like, okay, Brenda, it's okay. You can wear that pretty dress. You can wear those nice earrings. You never know when somebody's going to pop over, a neighbor's going to pop over and have a visit or something. You don't have to wait until you go to Salt Lake City again or somewhere else. You can just you can wear those pretty things and maybe that single man maybe it's that maybe it's that man in your house that wants you know some of that attention. And again, symbols of welcome. I know when we talked about feng shui with you, Brendan, having those two separate entrances, one that you come into a lot of the times yourself, and one that other people come into. So again, what symbols of welcome are there to welcome you home when you've been away? Did you notice anything maybe differently through your feng shui eyes being away? Because quite often we become complacent in our own homes, and then it's when we go away for a while and then we step back and we go, I might have to change that. Or, you have a new awareness about something. So type in the chat if that resonates for you. Bonnie Gansky is joining us and she would love a card. Cheryl, do you have time to do one
Oh,
more?
sure. We'll total up what your cards get, and then I'll do another Bonnie.
Oh, sure. I didn't save them all. Um,
Hmm.
okay, I'll try. I'll,
Or
I'll
maybe we
try.
just flip through the book and we pull up whatever page opens up, and that's a message for today.
Why don't we do that? Yeah,
Okay.
there might be too many cards.
Yeah, I've got like two, four, six of them on my laptop right now. So, all right, come on. What's a card for Bonnie?
Two Bonnies today.
I
Yeah.
know.
So Brenda, did that
Awesome.
resonate for you? Anything about your symbols of welcome?
I'm curious about Daryl and Kimberly to begin with, and if that channel message resonated with them. No idea what I
Well,
said, by the way, ladies. So,
Kimberly had to go to work, and so I'm sure she'll listen to the replay. And Daryl said LOL. So I think that might mean something.
all right. All right. Well, you're going to laugh because the card that flew out for Bonnie is number 22. Comfort. Oh,
So that must mean it's for us too, Cheryl. 22 is our number.
yep.
We saw 22 and
Everywhere.
eight when we were traveling. Well, actually our hotel room was 404.
Hmm.
I mean, we had eights showing up for us and the 222. It was crazy. Anyways.
Interesting from comfort and safety for Bonnie, even though someplace may seem comfortable, is it because it's the known? It may not be the safest place to be, but it's known. You're aware of what's going on. You can anticipate what's going on, and it's safer to be there than step out of your comfort zone into something new. So in this case, I'm hearing that comfort and safety, and we refer to this in feng shui all the time, the two principles, isn't always helpful. This is the first time I've ever heard this message, so that's very cool. It's almost like I want to stay exactly where I am because I know what to expect. It's the same job, it's the same routine, it's the same. And if I step out of it, I don't feel safe because it's the
Mm.
unknown. Yet if I stay where I am, I'm stuck, even though it's comfortable and it appears safe. It's because it's the known. So I feel like you're battling with a decision, and it's the unknown aspect of the decision that's stopping you from moving forward because you're not feeling that safety. But understand, and I see the picture. Do you remember being at Rainey's house, Anita, in Salt Lake City, or at the
Mhm.
studio? And
Mhm.
upstairs they had that big picture on the wall. And many of you have probably seen this before. And it's a little girl holding a little teddy bear and an image of Jesus holding a great big one behind his back, trying to encourage the little girl to let go. I have something more in store for you. That's what I'm getting out of this comfort and safety card.
I love it. Love it. And I mean, you're right. Comfort and safety is one of the pillars that we talk about in Feng Shui. And when we do a home consultation, we always look to make sure that comfort and safety are present because it is so important in the home so that we can relax our autonomic nervous system and feel safe in our surroundings. And you know, that's where the joy comes in.
Hmm.
Love, love all the messages. Brenda said, definitely resonates, and I look at everything differently now, not waiting to where my nice stuff is so accurate. Love it, love it. Okay,
Okay.
and Bonnie says, makes absolute sense. Wow, very thought-provoking. Well, and again, you know, these messages are for all of us, right? There's always
Always.
a little tidbit for all of us in some of this, so. It's always so much fun to do Oracle card reading day. And what number
Hmm.
have you got there, my friend, before we
Well,
wrap
from
up?
the double digitology book, I flipped and I flipped, and the number three is the
Hmm.
card that came up. The three is so powerful. To begin with, it does not have a strong foundation. It is asymmetrical. It is not in balance. If it were in balance, it would look more like an eight. Based upon its appearance, the three requires assistance to hold itself up. Because the three lacks foundation, they will also rely upon others to help it stand firmly in its beliefs. The three has a rolling bottom, so it can move to something or back from something quite easily and quickly. Well, doesn't that just pair perfectly with what we were talking about comfort and safety a second ago?
Well, and I love
Sometimes
the
we want to stay in that comfortable position, but we know we have to make a decision to move.
and I love that little piece about the number three relies on others for support.
Yes.
And that, you know, we started talking about Gatherama, and at the very end, I'm going to talk about Gatherama again because it was, for those of you that may not know or tuning in, Gatherama was an incredible event that Cheryl and I both were part of in Salt Lake City this past a week ago. And it was a put on by Ignite Publishing. We celebrated our Ignite Impact book. We got to meet many of the authors and hug
Hmm.
them, and we got to do a book signing. And there were incredible speakers over 3 days that we got to listen to, be inspired by. And it was a catalyst, you know, and the number three is like that. It's a catalyst as well. But it could not have been the success that it was without the support of others, right?
Hmm. 100%.
So to be able to rely on other people to put it all together, it was yeah, it was incredible. So
Well, while
thanks
you're talking
for
about it, let's
mhm,
talk a little bit about, I mean, Gatherama is done, but her
mhm,
inspired journey is coming up in September 13th and 14th. So maybe some of you joining us have not attended her inspired journey, which is an event that Anita and I host live in person here in Red Deer. As I mentioned, coming up September 13th and 14th.
mhm.
And we are going to rely on support from our community to put this event on. So maybe you can attend, maybe you can't, but helping us share that what we create is a safe space for women to be seen, heard, and understood. And for some of our speakers, it's the first time taking the stage. And we go right across to the other part of the gamut where they're globally renowned speakers. So it's
Hmm.
a place for women to get together. It's a women's wellness weekend. Can mark it in your calendar right now, September 13th and 14th. We'll put a link in the comments below about joining us. Grab your ticket if you haven't got already. And if you have your ticket, think about a couple friends that can join you. Invite them into it. It is going to be a catalyst for change for everyone in attendance. That much I can tell you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it will be.
All right. Have
Okay,
yourselves a
beautiful
great week.
people. Thanks for tuning in to back to our regular scheduled program. And we will see you next week on Feng Shui Friday.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.